Hello friend and welcome back. Today we are talking about Niche Beauty Lab's Theramid LINO-8 Antioxidant Treatment with Vitamins. This one was a little bit of a sleeper for me. I bought it when I originally purchased my first batch of Niche Beauty Lab products and tried it a few times. It felt like a lovely mid-weight moisturizer, and I kind of left it at that. It went back on the shelf, but it surfaced eventually and I gave it a proper trial. We'll start with packaging as always. This is a classic Theramid line package. It's a nice glass bottle, very easy to pop the top off and have a clean glass bottle to throw in the recycling. If you want to break the components apart, you can get those recycled in general as well. Very easy to tell where you are in the product so you know when to repurchase it. So we are getting down to the end, but that should be plenty for our test. It is a moderate weight moisturizing emollient lotion texture. Borderline cream texture from this one, especially for a serum, but it just goes in and leaves the skin so beautifully dewy, so moisturized. Anybody who is the drier skin type is going to absolutely eat this up. It's lovely, it's restorative, it's cushiony. It definitely has like a plant oil, raw plant oil scent to it. It's not masked by any fragrance. It's not fragranced at all. It's just, there's some fatty acids and some decent plant oils in here that leave a little bit of a scent. Now, by the time I'm done brushing my teeth in the morning, I can't smell it anymore. But those of you who are super sensitive to scents, just know that it does have a little bit of that raw oil scent. It's not unpleasant, familiar even. It's kind of giving me cooking vibes, but that is something to know. And it will, here a couple minutes later, it still leaves me nice and dewy, moisturized finish. So even though it is a serum by Theramid standards, I would still use this towards the end of your serums or even in the moisturizing step of your routine. Part of the reason this was a sleeper for me is I didn't really know what to do with it. It was lovely and moisturizing. I knew it had some antioxidants in it, but none of the antioxidants scream super protection to me, so I would definitely have to use another antioxidant. But I didn't know what to do with it. And the main ingredients that they call out are vitamin F, which is actually just fatty acids, 8% vitamin F, 1% vitamin K, and 1% CoQ10. While those as a whole can be kind of anti-inflammatory and provide you with some antioxidant protection, you know, I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket. I like to have a whole symphony of antioxidants helping me out, and this was just not going to cut it for that. So I think as a antioxidant moisturizer, that might be where it fits. But they also claim that it has the ability to reduce dark circles. I will link a video in the cards. When I talk about eye cream and under eye circles, it's a long discussion, but we're going to break it down really quickly and why this may help you with your dark circles. But in general, I wouldn't use it as a standalone product for that. Now, I don't live for an eye cream. I rarely use them unless there's something really special, but generally my under eye concerns are the same as the rest of my face. So finding something that could help with whole face protection as well as reduce some dark circles, then I'm interested. But we need to dive a little deeper into where dark circles come from, why they're such a tricky thing, and why they're so stubborn for so many people. There are really 3-ish main dark circle types out there. There's one that is truly just the contour. The shape of the under eye, the hollow that's there, and also the brow shape, that there may be some overhang that just casts a shadow. This is particularly common with deeper set eyes, that you just get more shadow from the light around you, whether it's the sun, overhead lighting, whatever. There's just more shadowing down here, and because you have a deeper contour or a deficit there, you're just gonna look a little more dark circle-y under there. Another very common one is more common in those of us with more melanin in our skin, so more pigmentation in general, that genetically there is a predisposition towards having more pigment under the eye, or even all the way around the eye area, that you just have more melanin, so your skin is physically darker. You're making more melanin, your skin cells are getting stained with that melanin, and it's just darker around here. There's a whole different treatment protocol to treat that kind of dark circle versus treating dark circles that come from a volume deficit. And then last but not least is actually just visible blood underneath. So think of it almost as a bruise, that we have some leaky capillaries, and so there's blood pooling under here, and the skin is so thin that you can actually just see the darkness from that blood that's sitting pretty close to the surface. And yet again, totally different approach to how to fix that and how to lighten that kind of dark circle than any of the others. And you can have some hollow deficit as well as some of the blood pooling. You can have some genetic pigmentation issues as well as some blood pooling, as well as some hollows. So that's why it's so hard to find the perfect eye cream to fix it all. The best under eye cream for dark circles is concealer, because it is truly going to get to the bottom of things, of brightening and reflecting the pigment back so that it looks brighter underneath your eye in that target area. That's the best way to fix it, is to cover it up. Now with injectables, there are some options that can help with a variety of those concerns, but let's get back to this product. Vitamin K is why Niche Beauty is able to make the claim that it can help with under eye dark circles. Vitamin K helps with the third type of dark under eye circles, that blood pooling, the leaky capillaries, the more visible blood vessels. It's an interesting ingredient. It helps with circulation, so it helps flush things out a little bit, but it also helps with clotting so that there is less leakage underneath the eye. There are a couple other mechanisms, but overall it's going to be a very slow road to get to resolving your dark circles with just this, if that is the particular type that you're afflicted with. That said, if you're already going to use this once or twice a day on your whole face and you bring it up under your eye, that's just a nice bonus. Is it's going to gradually support the under eye so that you have a stronger under eye, and you just don't see as much of that dark blood pooling. So that's awesome. Only works for that type of dark circle though. So it's not going to actually help with pigmentation issues, genetic pigmentation or ethnic pigmentation issues, and it's not going to help refill an actual deficit under the eye. So the other things that we see from vitamin K are anti-inflammatory, so a little less swelling. That's great. That's another thing that helps the under eye area, is to take down some of the fluctuations of irritation, hydration imbalances, things like that, that if we just keep it calmer and healthier, that it will be a more resilient area and not show as much variation in texture and color and tone. It is a fat-soluble vitamin, as this formula kind of focuses on fatty acids and oil-based ingredients. That fits in perfectly. Vitamin K also helps with wound repair. So injuries and inflammatory conditions will generally benefit from vitamin K. Vitamin F, 8% of that is what they claim on the bottle. Vitamin F is always such a tricky thing because there's no like true one vitamin F. It's really linoleic acid and linoleic acids. They're fatty acids. They're essential fatty acids that your body can't manufacture, so you need to get them from diet or topically applied. Fatty acids are wonderful. They tend to be pretty vitamin rich. They're reparative, nourishing. They're emollients first and foremost. So they're going to help lock in moisture for our drier skin types. And because they are essential fatty acids, it helps if you have a nutrition deficit, that you can apply this and your skin will effectively be a little more resilient than it would have been without. And the third of their bottle claims ingredients is ubiquinone or CoQ10. Now there's a 1% concentration that is known to be to help your cells with energy production, to make them more efficient at that and a little better at it. That doesn't seem to be the case for topically applied ubiquinone, but we do know that it's a fantastic antioxidant when applied topically, so very good antioxidant protection there. And because of the ways that it can protect and potentially stimulate collagen synthesis, it's able to show that one of the main studies that showed this was they used a 0.3% concentration of CoQ10 or ubiquinone in their formula, and it actually showed a moderate reduction in wrinkle depth of static lines. So that's wonderful to see. I wouldn't use this as my be all and end all for wrinkle reduction because, again, we're just counting on kind of one ingredient to do that, one ingredient to help with under eye circles of a certain kind, and then one-ish ingredient to help with that fatty acid replenishment. But I think using this as a very, very gentle, perfect for sensitive skin, antioxidant moisturizer, that's kind of the best bet. That's going to be who sees the most from it is our very dry skin types that are just looking for some moderate antioxidant protection. I would layer this over a true antioxidant serum with several antioxidants for you. And then you're just going to get these added little benefits of encouraging your under eyes to stay nice and bright, encouraging your wrinkles to thin out, to plump out a little bit, and maintain a better moisture balance to your skin overall. On to our supporting ingredients. Haematocus pluvialis extract. It is a microalgae extract, which is awesome. Microalgae can provide so many different benefits to skin and to diet. Totally worth looking into if you want to nerd out over that. But lots of good antioxidants, lots of good reparative ingredients, wound healing. This particular type of algae has a whole lot of astaxanthin in it, which is a phenomenal antioxidant. It's great at providing UV protection. So the damage that comes from UV radiation, it will help moderate that. That, along with sunflower and avocado oils in this, just make for that deliciously rich emollient texture. It's very luxurious. You know, coming to the end of this, that's kind of what my skin looks like. Still nice and dewy and moisturized, and just feels so comfortable and bouncy. Just wonderful feeling on skin for drier skin types. I think our oilier skin types aren't going to love this texture, and there are plenty of other options for you. But oh, the other thing to know, around the eyes, they recommend you use this twice a day. And I would say, yes, if you want to see the benefits that they're talking about, under eye circles and things like that, yeah, you would have to use this twice a day to see that even long term. But because it is such a robust, emollient, hardy texture, I did find that if I was using it twice a day, I started getting some milia around my under eyes. So if you are prone to milia, this may not be your perfect match, or maybe just be judicious about how much winds up around the eye. We do know that the eye area tends, because it's a sphincter muscle that pulls everything in, anything you put kind of around the orbital bone will tend to provide benefits even up to the under eye and even across the lid of the brow without actually applying it directly on there. So I would say if you're milia prone, keep it give it wide berth around the eye area and see how that does for you. You should still get most of those under eye lightening benefits if that's appropriate for you, but without the risk of milia and clogging those pores. It does suit really well for the drier skin types, or if you're in really extreme dry, cold climates, I think this would feel wonderful. Using it through winter would be wonderful. I could really see this being nice for ski season. I even went so far as to put a little bit on my lips just because it's so nourishing and provides some antioxidant benefit. And I still haven't been able to find a really good SPF lip balm that doesn't feel gross, that I feel like I can reapply all the time. So I make sure to focus on putting lots of antioxidants on my lips whenever possible so that there's at least some protection from the UV damage I'm not shielding them from. In closing, this is a nice, albeit niche product, pun intended, that will help with emollient moisturizing and may help with dark circles, give you some antioxidant protection. It runs $38 for 1.01 fluid ounces or 30 milliliters and is available now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be well.